Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our podcast.
And today we are covering another Peanut special. Snoopy presents a summer musical.
Unfortunately, to date, this is the most disastrous Apple special we've watched.
Yeah.
As far as the new ones, Charlie Brown's upset that the so-called camp that all the kids attended every year is going to shut down, with Sally not being able to experience it. So this special is to get her to experience it, find a way to save it, Snoopy finding a map, and it's just as disjointed as it sounds. Bye!
Before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notifications for future podcasts and we'll pause videos.
Thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting, everything you do. We appreciate you so much, specials. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this review we do with, there's no other way to put it, not with joy and kind of with a heavy heart, because we were so excited when we heard there was going to be a Snoopy, a summer musical. What we didn't know was that it was called Snoopy Presents, and we don't know why Apple has decided that Snoopy is the presenter of everything.
It's
like it's trying to set itself apart from the other Peanuts movies,
I guess.
And I think this movie is what they're doing to establish that separation. And it's one of the dumbest things, guys, that Apple has ever done. The best movie that you're ever going to get, in the last movie you're ever going to get from Peanuts, is the Peanuts movie.
Pretty much.
And based on this, we're kind of trepidatious about even watching the one on Franklin.
Right, and the other specials they have on Apple TV.
Because Snoopy's presenting them.
Yeah, all
Snoopy
of them.
The dog is presenting them.
And there's the Snoopy show as well. It's like, okay, what is Apple's obsession with Snoopy with this?
It's almost like they're saying, people watch the Peanuts game not for Charlie Brown and the humans. They only watch it for Snoopy. It's Poochie all over again.
He's merchandise.
Maybe he'll be sent to space. No, I'm
no, he's already been in space, actually. They've already done a special of that. Snoopy in space.
So I think there are some things that are misrepresented in this movie, in the trailer. There's some really disappointing things that happen. There's no joy watching this movie. Very little comedy.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the cast. And it's not a problem that we're criticizing the kids that did it. The problem is those who casted the kids got all older kids. And they all sound too old to be voicing these characters.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what Apple was thinking. But we'll tell you who's in charge of production. And we'll give you the names of the voice cast as we do towards the end.
Right. And the thing was with the trailer, and what made us excited, is that it looked fun. They released it on YouTube and Twitter, and it promised to be a little summer musical around the end of August to early September. And it was sort of like celebrating gets near the end of summer, which I thought was a great idea. And the thing was, at least for me, when I saw a Peanuts summer musical, I thought they were going to do something along the lines of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to be, just this really fun, crazy, exciting musical summer adventure. Nothing big had to happen, but it's going to feel big because it's the Peanuts gang and they make it fun. Then we saw the actual special, and it's under an hour. It's about like 50 minutes? 45 minutes. And we get there are people that like this type of thing, and it's not criticizing those people. The special itself is depressing.
Yes,
it's
we're criticizing the production, the writing, the lack of musical songs, Snoopy presenting it. We're criticizing how this movie decided, and it was subterfuge. That's what it was. Because once you watch it, whether you like this movie or not, the first thing I said to Rascal when we were watching and we got almost halfway through, I said, this is a funeral. It's like a funeral. And you were like, what do you mean? I said, it's like a funeral. And it wasn't even 2 minutes after I said it that they established this is a goodbye letter to the old Peanuts
Oh my gosh.
And say goodbye to that old crap, people, because we're done with that garbage. We got a new and better Peanuts. Those old characters you love, bye-bye. And those old happy movies you like, bye-bye. The values and morals you like, bye-bye.
Oh my God.
The smart, witty writing, oh heck no.
Oh
the
my
Charlie
gosh.
Brown, he ain't no more.
Oh, and they even had them in the clouds waving goodbye as new kids showed up. Yes. And it was and you're probably like, oh, well, you're getting too into it. No, what else are you supposed to think when they have them depressed in the rain? Then they have, we're going to leave it better than what we left it as.
Yes.
Let the new kids come in and take over, make their memories, and you have them waving goodbye in the clouds like it's the end of Happy Gilmore, like it's their farewell and they're going off to the great heavens.
Yeah.
What else do you expect us to take
and don't
from
tell
that?
us it was tongue-in-cheek. Don't tell us, because it wasn't. It was a direct message to all the people, past and present, who loved the Peanuts prior, that you're not getting that anymore.
Yeah.
And this movie definitely establishes that. We didn't get it. And we don't want what we got.
And it's really more depressing because you had, all the way back in 2017, people still talk about to this day, the Peanuts movie from the now defunct Blue Sky Studios.
Yeah.
And we learned much later that the people that did it figured Peanuts was probably going to never be made again, either as a movie, a franchise, or just as this style. So they put everything they had into it as a love letter and a goodbye letter to the friends with a good send-off. And people loved it. It's one of our favorite movies ever, and it's still talked about this day because it left you with such a feeling of joy and knowing Charlie Brown finally got to win, and it was so well done. But then you get to the Snoopy summer musical, it's supposed to be another send-off for the old franchise, and they treat it like it's a passing, literally passing the torch.
Apple is passing it. Apple doesn't want to deal. They're doing a Disney. We don't want you remembering the older specials or any of that stuff. We don't care they're Americana. We don't care they're historical. We don't care that they're loved worldwide. We don't care that this franchise has been going on since the late 50s. We don't want to be associated with that. We really want new stuff, and it was one of the worst moves ever. I think one hint that this was to come that we really didn't think about was it was Sally's first time going to camp. Well, as we said, this has been since the 50s. Her butt should have gone to camp more than one time.
Yeah.
And I think that was like something we didn't pay attention to. That was a red flag.
Yeah.
Why would this be her first trip to camp? Why would she be nervous? Why would she be scared?
Yeah, she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to go through this whole arc where she grows to love this camp and find the joy in it. And Charlie Brown is abnormally happy in this whole special. And we know it's not a bad thing Charlie Brown's happy, but usually he's the nervous one. Yeah. And he's the one that has anxiety. His anxieties have anxieties. And always worrying. His friends like, oh, you need to relax, Charlie Brown. Everything was like turned on its head. Charlie Brown was ecstatic. Everything went right for him. Sally was the one nervous. None of the friends had any of their little quirks and issues at all. They were just singing along to the music. And then when the time comes when the camp's supposed to be closed, Peppermint Patty hears it, they have this melancholy song all of a sudden.
And they start showing the montage of pictures from the past specials. It's a funeral for the Peanuts gang. The old Peanuts gang is dead. That's what Apple is saying to you.
And then all of a sudden, at the end of the song, this melancholy, really depressing song, like it's a tearful thing. She says, we have to save the camp. And you're sitting looking like, why? You hate it here. Why are you suddenly in favor when you've been against this since the time you got there? Now suddenly she's on board and wants to save it with everyone else. And then it leads to Snoopy trying to find some treasure in a camp, and we kid you not, they literally did this in the Loud House in one of the latter seasons when they started going downhill. It's the exact same plot. Snoopy's going to find treasure buried with the Woodstock birds, and the goal is going to help save the camp while they're trying to go run a talent show.
It's also Star versus the Forces of Evil saving the bounce line.
Yeah,
they just copied everybody.
It's one of the oldest tropes in the book.
And that is your clue that the Peanuts gang we all know and love is truly gone.
They never did anything
gone.
like this.
Exactly. There's nothing original about this. And this truly is a goodbye. And if we do cover the Franklin special or the New Year special, it will just be like strike 2 and strike 3 to see. We're giving it chances to see if maybe there's a hope. But with what we've seen for this, there is no hope. It's just bad. Now, if you happen to like it, that's fine.
Yeah, and
but
we know people.
We love the old franchise, and that's what it is now. Because they clearly have moved on. Snoopy shouldn't be presenting crap, but they want to set themselves apart. And again, they're letting you know all the things you love about the old franchise are gone, and we are moving forward. Well, move on without me, because this is not what I want to see.
Especially,
I did not like this special. I'm going to be frank and honest and blunt. It's garbage. It's crap. It sucks. It wasn't worth the 45 minutes I watched it. I was not happy when I finished. And I really like to watch things that bring me joy. Now, there are those people that like to, feed the pain body. And they're
more invested in these types.
They like to enjoy the horror and the sadness and those things. And that's fine. And for me, there's a time for those type of movies and things that I do watch it. But when I'm watching Peanuts, that's not what I want.
Exactly. And the worst of all, before I get to the only thing we actually like about it,
and the cast,
right, is that we said the Peanuts gang don't act like themselves, because the focus is never on the Peanuts gang. And there's not even a musical, because there's 3 songs in here. 3, maybe 4 at most. Yeah. If you count the ending. There's 4 songs in here, so it's not even a musical. It's long gaps of nothing. And then the gang don't have any of their quirks and things that you love in their interaction. True. The strongest point is when they all interact and you see them say crazy stuff and do crazy stuff, and those mundane things somehow go wrong, and it's all broken down and things. They don't
slice of life at its best. That's what you're used to.
And that wasn't in here. Right. The only thing I praised this for was the animation. The design still looked exactly the same as they did before. And it was colorful, it was bright, it looked beautiful, it looked fantastic.
Except during the depressing montage.
Except for that, when they made it look like that. Yeah. It looked beautiful. I loved the coloring. I loved how they made it look. It's just they didn't take full advantage doing a musical number with this animation. They should have been going all crazy with this.
Well, I guess they decided to redefine what a musical is.
I guess so.
And that's unfortunate. So let's go over the cast. Well, first the crew. You had Ed Weiss as the director, and I think they wanted you to, a lot of people now, well, we had some Schultzes involved and they like it, so you should like it too. Yeah. To those of you that believe that, that's fine, but I'm sorry, I'm not ascribing to that. Brian Schultz and Craig Schultz were the executive producers. Don't know who they are, just their last names are Schultz. Cornelius Oliano is another executive producer. John Skerber is another executive producer. Logan McPherson, Paige Braddock, and Stephanie Betts, all executive producers. I think this tells us what was wrong with this movie.
Yeah, it's another case of too many people involved, and I don't think any of them are the ones that are involved with Pat's Peanut stuff or the movie.
It says writing by Charles M. Schultz. The characters, I'm not kidding. Brian Schultz, a writer, and Charles Schultz, a writer. So I think that was the problem. It was not the Schultz we know. It was the Schultz who have taken over. And truly they have ascribed and bought into moving on from what the original Schultz did. Yeah. And trying to give you something different. I don't want different. I want what I used to love. Yeah. I don't mind new adventures and new movies, but I want them to be what we love about this franchise. And we're not getting it. And we're probably going to end up moving on. If we don't like the remaining 2 specials that we cover on Paws, then we'll probably be moving on. Right. So here's the cast again. We're not criticizing the kids that are voicing. Right. The problem is they're all too old. And when you hear the voicing of the characters, they're not little kids at all. They're all too old to be voicing these characters. Yeah. That was another thing you loved about the original cast. No matter how many times they changed the voice actors because they grew up, they always got younger children, including Josh Keaton, to voice these characters as kids, and it made it enjoyable. So here you have Etienne Kaliki as Charlie Brown, Hattie Cragton as Sally, Terry McGarren as Snoopy, Jay DeRoche as Charlie Brown vocals voice, Isabella Leo as Lucy, Lexi Perry as Peppermint Patty, Wyatt White as Linus, Caleb Bellavance as Franklin, Ariana McDonald as Marcy, Zoe Wheatley as Eudora, and Rob Tinkler is Woodstock.
I know none of these people whatsoever, none of these kids, unless this is their very first project.
It's possible. It's altogether possible. But again, we're not criticizing them. We just think that they should have been cast younger.
Yeah, that's all. And the music, the ones that were upbeat did sound good. It's just they were not catchy.
They were not memorable.
The
songs were not memorable. I can't tell you a lyric. I can't do a melody. And with me, I love music. I hear a jingle,
and
commercial,
so
things
weird.
One time, and I remember it. I remember none of the songs from this movie.
And it's so weird because there were lots of videos up around the time this came out where they were really proud of having this guy. They got a new person all together to do the music, the composer, and writing the lyrics, and they were like so proud of doing it. Like this was the highlight of the special, and his background and him doing a Peanut special was just a perfect melding of these two styles, and they were so lucky to have him on there. And we had no idea who he was, but the crew and the people promoting it seemed to be really proud of having this guy on here and proud of him doing the music. And maybe he does have a great music track record, but for what we're seeing here, it just didn't work. That's all.
No. So if you survived watching Snoopy Presents a summer musical, let us know in the comments. What did you think of it? Do you disagree? Do you think it was good? And if so, please tell us why. We want to hear your thoughts. If you haven't seen it, it's available on Apple to watch. I don't know if you can buy any of the new specials right now. So head over to Apple or find a friend or relative who has it. Give it a watch. Come back and tell us what you think.
Yes. And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos for your anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. As always, you are a special.
Thanks so much for watching Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
We're not doing it for us. We're doing it for them. And all the others that will follow in their footsteps.
We're gonna leave it all better than we found it.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to